心の準備をしないと。
Run this fucking Good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. Welcome to Asa Coffee. It's been a while. But we're here now. It is January 14th, and about, I don't know, a week ago or so, this studio got destroyed. I use the word destroyed, but yeah, it was completely destroyed. I had to destroy it. By destroying it, what I mean is I took everything out of this room because there was a leak right below my feet. I came in one morning and there was water underneath my mat, underneath my carpet mat. I don't know how that's even possible. And I picked up the mat, I moved the desk, and it's very complicated. It's very complicated because this is like a 86-inch TV behind me, you know, and I got this huge desk with all these monitors and equipment, and they're all on top of this mat, this big mat that I had on top of a carpet. But there's a leak coming from the very middle of my carpet for some reason. So I pull the mat up, I pull the carpet up, and indeed, there's just water coming up somehow. Pull everything out of the room, and I look around the whole perimeter, and I can't find water. So it looks like what could be the absolute worst possible problem, that it's a slab crack, which means like they put pipes 3 or 4 feet down with a bed of sand. They put pipes and then they lay the concrete on top of that, and all the pipes come out of the concrete to every part of the house. If those pipes crack, $40,000. It could easily be $40,000. You have to take everything up. So I called my insurance company. I'm like, oh, thank God I have good insurance, you know? These guys are good. They've helped me out in the past. Yeah, no, we don't cover slab issues, foundational cracks. We only cover the damage caused by it, not the fix. Well, the fix is $40,000. So I called some plumber guys in. I started building my little studio upstairs. All of this junk in this room, which is a significant amount of junk, was in the room over there, so which is my little gym area. And then I had plumbers come in, they pulled everything up, and it turns out on this wall over here, there was a leak. Thank God. Thank God it wasn't a leak in the slab. There was a leak in the main shutoff valve for this house, which is weird because I replaced it 6 months ago. 6 months ago I replaced it. I had a company whose name shall currently not be said, but they came and replaced it. Preventatively, I did this. It turns out when they replaced the valve, they used a torch to put the new valve on, and the main valve was connected to PVC piping, which is essentially a very thick plastic piping. It melted it and caused the leak. So when I found out it was their fault, their own guy said, oh yeah, he melted your PVC pipe. Their own guy said that. I was like, well, that's good, because now it just means I can go through insurance and get all of my damages back. Then when we talked to the manager at this company that shall not yet be named, I will be naming them if they don't pony up, said, no, you're supposed to have 12 inches of copper connected to that, so it's not our fault. You weren't within spec. How would I know if I'm in spec or not? I bought this house 20 years after it was built, and I changed an old valve for a new one to be safe, and turns out I was safer with the older valve because it wasn't leaking into my studio and making me disrupt my entire life for that leak. No, yeah, you weren't in spec. Well, you know what? I did property management for a while, and my father did it for 30 years. You know, it is a contractor's responsibility to let the homeowner know if their home isn't in spec when they try to do a repair. You can't just do a repair without checking to make sure you're not going to cause other damage. And I pointed out that, look, if you would have said I need to open up a hole in the back wall, which I have done 3 other times for different plumbers to look at valves, I would have opened it. It's literally right here. I can literally touch it, how close that valve is right here. Okay. No, it's not our fault. No. And then and I said, look, yeah, this isn't good. I'm going to maybe talk. My dad recommended I talk to the contractors board here in town. If you contact the contractors board and open an investigation, they could lose their license. They can lose everything. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to start on this song. There we go. This is my song. So I said, hey, look, I've already talked. There's a guy I talked to at the licensing board. Rico was his name. I said, look, I already talked. I like the name Rico, by the way, because it sounds like an offense on RICO charges, you know, racketeering. So I said, look, I already talked to Rico over at the contractors board, and he thinks it's a workmanship issue. And he said I should open up an investigation. So you guys can either pay the $2,500 that it costs total. It only costs $2,500, or you can go through an investigation. And also, by the way, I have significant YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok channels where I'm going to do a whole expose on the practices of your company. And I'm going to play all of your commercials where you say, we're going to fix your problems. You can be assured we're going to make everything right. All of the things that you say, it's going to be out there. And when someone searches for your company, which I'm not going to say right now, they will at least find my little video about why you should never use this company. Or smart thing here, maybe you could just pay for my damages. Well, listen, can we have the manager? The manager wants you to come in and talk to him. It's like, I'm not going over to your place to talk to you. It's not gonna be sweet talk. And she was back and forth, the lady. Eventually, she calls another the next day. She's like, well, we want our manager to come to your place and look. It's like, no, you already had the wall open and you didn't come when I told you then. Your guy took all the photos. I have all the photos. Your guy already documented it. You're gonna come now that it's repaired and try to fix my problem? By the way, I was supposed to talk about discovery. I ended up talking about my plumbing issues. Anyway, I'm fighting them. They don't want to pay. I said, look, that's fine. Listen, I'm not gonna talk to you guys anymore. I'll be releasing my video. I'm gonna start this investigation. People love drama, by the way. If I put this up in little chunks and bits up on TikTok, dude, people would follow the story. My ongoing trauma with so-and-so corporation who refuses to pay for their mistake. A measly amount of $2,500. All right. Is this Boomer House number 3 or 4? You know, TB, I thought about these type of comments. And it's really sad, honestly. It's sad, number one, that it's hard to buy a house now. But it's also sad because I know while you're joking because of your icon, because of your emoji, I can tell you're joking, but I'm going to take it as serious just for a second. Number one, I'm not a boomer, for the record. I'm the one after that. What is that? Gen X? I'm Gen X, okay? My parents aren't rich. Actually, my dad is pretty good. But I didn't get any money from my dad. None of the things that I own are because of my dad. I worked really hard a long time, and I lived in the same house for 20 some years, okay? And then I made some smart decisions and some smart investments with the money that I had made teaching Japanese. I took some teaching Japanese money and I bought this thing that no one really was talking about too much called Bitcoin in 2012 for like $700. Crazy, it was so expensive. I bought 1.5 Bitcoin. And then I bought all this other crazy coinage, these crazy coins. Ripple. Eventually I bought Bitcoin Cash. I bought Litecoin. I bought Ethereum. And then I was running an office, I was running an actual office location forever. I think I was paying $1,600 a month for office location where I could have stuff like this, like equipment and so I wasn't like interfering with my personal life, right? A place to go. And I had a thought one day, a really smart business decision, and I said, you know what? I have this commercial location that I'm paying for. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but when you're a commercial company, it costs more to have internet access even. They charge more if you're a company versus if you have it in a house. That was the first thing that made me think maybe I should have a house. I just want to pay cheaper internet. And if I had a house, these 10 years of me paying rent to get zero back for a commercial location where I have no customers that ever visit me, I could have a mortgage and I could have paid down a big part of that mortgage, at least 10 years of it. And at the end, I'd have an asset to sell. So that was a dream I had. And for 3 years, I thought about it. And then I started looking for a house. I found a house 5 minutes from my house at the time, 5 minutes away by car. It was perfect. Single story. Oh, but it was expensive. Oh my God, it was expensive. To me, I thought this is expensive. But you know what? I knew this was 2019 and I knew, you know what? That doesn't matter because I'm paying that anyway. I'm paying almost that equivalent. For a few $100s more, I can own way more space. I can have lighting in this room and lighting in that room, and I can do all sorts of crazy fun things. I'll have a kitchen, I'll have a cool shower, so I could like jog to the office if I wanted to. I could do all sorts of cool things owning that because I don't need a commercial location. So I bought it. I didn't know Corona was gonna hit. I didn't know any of that. And by the way, you know how I bought it? I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this important part. I sold my crypto. My down payment was my crypto. Fortunate decision in 2012 to buy crypto allowed me to purchase that house. Without the crypto money, couldn't have bought that house. The value of that house is not doubled, but maybe 60% because of all this Corona stuff. That's unfortunate for everybody. But you know what else I did? At the beginning of Corona, before Corona, for years I had said, you know what, I'm not really in the stock market, but the next crash, I'm going to buy as much stock as I can. And Corona hit and it started crashing. And I said, you know what? I'm doing it. I even got one of the guys in my company involved. I call Colton is the guy. I was like, Colton, do you want to do this? I'm going to start pumping money into the stock market when everything's down. And I bought tons of stock. I made a lot of money because I sold when it was really high. I was selling and buying, and I was doing all sorts of crazy experiments. I was experimenting with penny stocks and tech stocks and marijuana stocks and anything that I didn't know anything about. I just bought, you know what I mean? And then if it went down, I bought more. If it went down, I bought more. I dollar cost averages down. And some of them I lost, some of them are crap, and some of them are great. Enough of them were great so that when I got a vibe that things were not looking good, I sold it all. And I had just became a real estate agent. It's weird, I know. It's weird. The weirdest thing I could be doing right now is real estate, okay? But I became a real estate agent because my father's business was, he was thinking about selling or closing it. He wanted to retire. And I said, I don't want 30 years of my father's work to go away. So I decided I was going to help him in his property manager business. So I had a real estate license. I passed my test the first time, became a property manager, right? And I have a friend named Nick, and Nick wanted to look at houses, and we looked at houses on this street, and I fell in love with this style of house. So much that when Nick fell in love with the house at the corner, I fell in love with it too. And when I found out Nick couldn't buy it, wasn't ready, his parents weren't going to help, or whatever reason he couldn't buy it, I was like, okay, then I'm going to buy it. And I almost bought that house, but there was issues after an inspection. I ended up buying this one. But you know what I bought it with? All the money that I pumped into stocks. And when I did that, I don't know if you know, I put a lot of risk on the line. I was buying on margin, then paying off the margin. Buying on margin, that means I'm getting money from Robinhood. I'm not in Robinhood anymore, but at the time I was in Robinhood. So I was margin buying everything, which means I'm buying on their credit. And then I would pay it off because I'm really good at paying down debt. I'm not good at saving up. But I made a killing. I took all that money out and put the largest down payment I ever put on anything ever, this house. And I rolled my commission in because I'm a real estate agent. That gave me another like 30-ish thousand bucks or something like that. I can't remember how much it was. Okay. I'm not a boomer. I work my ass off for what I have built. And by the way, the thing you're not hearing about is all the work I did to get the initial funds to do any of that is Japanese from zero, Korean from zero, YesJapan.com, JapanFiles.com, Hello Store USA. Those are my two failed businesses. But I worked really hard on those as well. And another business that was almost ready to open up when I closed down Hello Store USA was MegaIdol.com. I am always experimenting and always throwing darts. And some of those darts hit, And that's why I have 3 boomer houses. Is it all fun and games? No, I'm losing both of my tenants literally this month. So I have to pay for all of the mortgages. And I had to pay for these leaks that just happened in this house. And preventatively, I just yesterday replaced my water heater, another $2,000, okay? Yeah, first world problems, I get it. And I can afford it, so yay. But it's not because I was a boomer. It's not because I was lucky. There's zero luck in this equation. Well, no, I'm gonna take that back. There's some luck. Obviously, Bitcoin couldn't have done anything in the stock market, but I took those risks, okay? You know what? You can't be lucky if you're not throwing darts. In other words, you can't hit a bullseye if you're not throwing the dart. And so many people that don't have anything haven't thrown a dart, and they look at people that are quote unquote boomers and they derogatorily call them a boomer because boomers ruin the world. I'm not a boomer. I am not a boomer. I have been poor. I literally lived in my car on the beach in Japan when I went back because I spent all my money on the airplane. I had a car still. I left it there. It wasn't even in my name though. It was in the car dealer's name. I was like, hey, look, I can't really do this because I don't have. He let me keep it in his name. A really cool guy. I think he's dead now. Everyone called him Johnny. He worked outside the base, right outside the gate, and he was really, really cool guy. And I wish he was alive because I want to thank him. But he let me have that car. I paid for it, and he let me have it under his name. How crazy is that? And that's where I lived on the beach. I don't talk much about this, but I lived on the beach in my 4-wheel drive Subaru Royale is what it was. I forget what they're called over there. Not a Royale, it's something other name, I forget. I lived in that. And in the morning, I went to the convenience store and I spent exactly 405 yen. I bought 1 milk coffee, and I think it was either 1 milk coffee and 2 or 3 nikuman, those little bread with meat in them. I lived on the beach. I had nothing. And then I was visiting the real estate agent near the high school. I was visiting my high school. I went to a Japanese high school like when I was in 11th grade, and I was near that area. And I happened to cross that real estate agent. I told her, oh yeah, I'm just living on the beach. She's like, what do you mean? You could get an apartment. I could? Like, well, I don't have the money. It's like, they're only like 15,000 yen a month. That in current dollars, that's like $100 a month. Back then it was maybe, what was it back then? I don't know. It wasn't more than $150 a month. And I had $300. So I thought, I'll figure it out. So I rented an apartment. That apartment didn't have a flushing toilet. I had to pay a kumitori company. They come in and they suck all the poop out of your tank. The refrigerator that I had, I took out of the garbage. The refrigerator, my laundry machine, my couch, my futon, I pulled out of the garbage. I don't know if you could believe that. I threw that stuff on the top of my car. I had friends help me in the college friends. Literally everything I owned, even the TV, because you know, Japanese, by the way, when they throw away things, they throw it away really nice. They put the remote there. My TV and my VCR I even found in their trash. These old, super like 15, 20-year-old TVs or whatever. They were all old as hell. They all worked. They all worked. Miraculously, they worked. Every single one of them. My girlfriend wasn't happy when she found out that the futon was from the trash, but whatever. Where else was she gonna sleep? It was clean. I cleaned it. Yeah, now I have houses. And you know what? I have a ton of education now in how to make money, right? I literally was a dumb, idiot, poor kid. All I had was drive. Now, the drive part, I wish I could figure out how to give it to you. I, for some reason, had to drive. The first thing I did when I got into my apartment was created a new company. I called it Trigen Communications. Or was it Trombley International? I don't remember the order. Trombley International, it might have been. And I had a closet for my futon. I took the doors off of that. It's got this big shelf to put the futon on it. I threw a chair in front of it, and that was my desk. Okay? And I took a rice bowl and a piece of paper, and I drew a circle, and then I shifted it over. I drew another circle, shifted it down a little bit, and I made my TI logo for Trombley International. I made it from a rice bowl drawing. And then I went to the Kazusa convenience store and I put it on the copy machine. It was all taped up and cut. And I had a logo. And then I went to a Macy company, a company that could do business cards. I said, here's my logo, make me business cards. And I made business cards for Trombley International, which was an import-export company, although I only ever imported, never exported. And I lived on that. I sold embroidered jackets from Korea. I sold hair accessories from America. A lot of gift type products, balloon machines. And I guerrilla'd my way into it. I got the balloon shop in a large department store to meet me. And the husband of the company met me. The way that happened was absolutely crazy. I was in one of their stores, okay? I can't remember the name. Chow was the name of their store, okay? Chow. And I was in their store with my friend Chris, and I was piggybacking him on my back, and I was kicking my shoe like a soccer ball in their store, because I was a kid. You have to understand, I was literally not even 21 yet. I was like 19 or something like that. And we were just playing around. And the wife approached us, because we were obviously being a nuisance in the store. She approached us. She started talking to us. I said, she started talking about, she actually started being nice and having a conversation with me. And I found out that they own the balloon shop downstairs. Well, I just happened to have a balloon machine that I could bring in. It's a balloon wrapping machine where it sucks a balloon into the machine, like with a vacuum, and then it expands the mouth, and you could stick gifts inside, and then you hold them on a string, and then you close it up, and it's literally a wrapped item hanging in the middle of a balloon. It was amazing. I said, oh, maybe I could meet your husband and show him my balloon machine. She's like, sure. You know where I booked the meeting? McDonald's. I happen to know the manager of the McDonald's, a guy named Mr. Mochizuki. And my friend, my good college friend, Yoshiharu, used to work there as well. I used to drive him there. And I reserved a table at McDonald's. And the guy came and met me at McDonald's. I had nothing. You have to understand, I had nothing. I had brochures. And I could speak English to call and order the item if he gave me the money to buy it. That's what I had. Okay? Knew nothing. I did business with those guys for years. They paid me every month. That's how I lived in Japan. The only reason I left Japan was when that company failed. They ended up having financial issues and went out of business, and I had to leave. Because I wasn't smart enough yet that I had to expand my reach. I had to get more customers. I didn't know about that, you know? So if I ever hear someone say something like, oh, boomer house or whatever, it just pisses me off. Because I built the shit out of what I have. And I made a ton of mistakes along the way. Tons of mistakes. But I didn't let them get me down. I kept going. Like, even when all of this happened, even when I thought I was gonna have to spend $40,000, to me, I don't have $40,000 I don't have $40,000 in the bank. I don't. I'm telling you right now, I don't. I have assets, but I don't have $40,000 in cash. I have $40,000 in credit I could do, right? I could have found a way to get that money, okay? Partly cash. But it would have really hurt, because Arisa's college is a little bit more than that. And I'd have to figure out how to like balance that. But even then, I wasn't like, oh, woe is me. I was like, you know what? I own a house. This stuff happens. It's part of it. I'll figure out a way to pay it. I will work harder and figure out a way to pay it. We're going to talk probably about experimenting on the next video, because I spent so much time talking about my boomer houses. I'm just thinking, like, even after buying this house, all of the renovations depleted every dollar I had and put me in debt. I had so much debt. So much debt after I bought this house. It was really, I meant to say, I bought it at the height of the market. So I wasn't just, one house I was lucky, and the first house was 20 years ago, so of course that's good. That went up. The second house was lucky timing because it went up right after I bought it, right? I'm sure the guy that sold it to me, you know, he was like, no, all the money I could have made, because the house is up like $200,000-$300,000. Easily $250,000 more now than it was when I bought it. But I bought this house at the height of the market. It was a feeding frenzy when I bought this house. When I bought this house, I put an offer in and the guy didn't respond. And he said a couple days later, I was like, hey man, can you tell me, are you accepting my offer? He says, no, I got a significant cash offer to buy this house. I was devastated because I fell in love with this house. You're not supposed to do that when you buy a house. But I did. I was in love with it. I already imagined what I was going to do in it. And then I said, well, look, can you put me as a backup? If something falls through, then fine. Well, it did fall through. And he called me. He says, by the way, we're accepting your offer, but it's your offer plus $20,000. I was like, what? I said, no, I'm not going to give you another $20,000. I'll give you another $8,000. He's like, no. How about you give me 20? I said, no, how about I give you like 11,000? I was like, no, 20 or the offer is refused. Okay, 20. I paid almost my entire commission that I would have got from buying this house into it. So. No, it's good that TB pissed me off. Sometimes some of you need to hear this shit. Some of you that are on the sidelines need to hear this shit. You don't get to where, look, I'm not by any means am I rich, but I don't know how many people own 3 homes. I don't know how many people have 2 rental properties and a main home, right? I don't know. But all of that is because I threw stuff out there. I did things. I experimented. Does it always go right? No, I have more failures than success. Way more failures than success. And some of you are, and this is not to demean you, man. I've been there. It's like, it's scary. But maybe this is the discovery video. I don't know. But you need to start the thing you're thinking about and not worry about trying to make it go perfect. It won't go perfect anyway. No amount of planning will make it perfect. I'm going to give you a small example of discovery and why it's important. Look, the studio got destroyed and it was empty. And I thought, you know what? Now that it's empty, maybe I should rethink how I built it. Now, to you, it looks the same, right? But what you don't know is it's different. Even though everything's in the same position almost completely. I realized I don't like all the books that I have. I have so many books. And they're just taking up space in this big cabinet that I have over here. But once I started putting things back in here, I was like, oh, this cabinet's kind of nice without books in it. I can put other things in here that are like printer paper and, tool. And the books that I actually use, I can put right there instead of like having to fumble through all these books. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to digitalize my books. I watched a video or two on how to take apart a book, but I wasn't sure which way would work. Now, I could have stopped there and kept researching for months. Like a lot of you guys have been researching something for months. You know what I did? I went into my room with all the books stacked on the floor in there. I pulled one that I thought was a decent, okay, I don't really care about this book, let me practice. And I pulled out my circular saw. I have this handheld circular saw that I bought a while back to cut trees. And I was like, okay. And in my house, I did it too, like an idiot. And I just held my hand on the book and I went, and it sucked, man. There's dust everywhere. It smelled like maple wood. But I pulled the book apart. And then I started ripping off the remaining pages and I just cut with my scissors here, okay? And that was book 1. And then it's an old scanner that I bought to scan pictures for our house, okay? Or for, because we're boomers, guys. Gen Xers have photos of their kids. So I was scanning those. Turns out, by the way, I had to research it, but it turns out my Epson, my Fast Photo FF640, I was looking at buying another device for like $400. I found out it can do front and back. That's all I needed to do. So then I put that whole book in there. And then I spent maybe 2 hours figuring out the best way to scan and put it together and what I had to do to size the paper right and put it into Adobe and all of that stuff. And book 1 was done. The next thing I did was I have a heat gun that I bought to do some shrink wrap on some wiring for the landscaping outside. And I had seen one video where you could melt the glue, and I was like, I guess I'll try that one. Melted the glue. Turns out that's the best way to go. Dude, pops right off. Then you can cut it off. But experimenting the whole time. I got 3 books done, and I bet I could do 5 in a day. I bet in a few months I won't have any more books, and it'll all be on my iPad with full books. Now, to be fair, I want to tell you this right now. I'm going to throw away the copy of that book. I shouldn't have 2 copies of that book. I'm going to keep the cover for proof that I own the book, and then I'm going to throw away the book. And I will never share that because I make all my money from books. So I will, if I ever digitize a book, the book gets destroyed, and I do not share that copy. I've already done 2 or 3 digitalizations in the past where I paid a company to do it. It's like $100 a book. It's a little bit too expensive for me. But those copies, I never share with anybody, ever. They're my copies, okay? So I don't want you to get any ideas that you should digitize a book and then share it with everybody. Don't do that, okay? Do I think that the idea of debt is bad as a poor person? I read a book called The Power of Debt, and I absolutely use debt to my advantage. Guys, I have $1 million in debt. It's mortgage debt. I have $1 million in debt. But when those 2 houses are rented, all 3 houses get paid for, okay? When all 3 houses are paid for, okay, every month my net worth goes up by the amount of principal that comes off of those loans. Because if I sold all of these homes, I would pay $1 million in debt, but I'd also get between $700,000 and $1 million in cash back. Obviously, my down payment on this house and the money that I made from the first house and the money they made from the second house, it all equals near, maybe depending on when I sell, nearly maybe $1 million. That's because of the debt, right? So you have to pay a fee to have that debt. That's the mortgage cost, right? But what can I do with that? I have cash flow every month from those properties, and I have the space to create things. I have a studio here, a studio upstairs. I have a gym that I don't have to pay for an extra gym. I have an amazing backyard I can go out and chill in, right? So you shouldn't get crippling debt, but I even, I redid my backyard. My backyard was like a desert. Like the grass was always dying when we bought this house. And I wanted that AstroTurf type stuff, and I wanted a patio cover so that the sun wouldn't just like blaze on us. And it all cost like $40K, but like I said, I don't got $40K. So I had $12,000 in cash, and I took that and gave that to the company to start. I got a Citibank card with I think $15,000 limit, but it had 15 months that you didn't have to pay any interest. So yeah. And then the rest I put on my Apple card, which has interest, which is the bulk of my debt right now. I'm still paying that off. Yeah. But because of that, I now have an amazing backyard. And all I have to do is pay down my debt, which I've been doing. Maybe half gone now. I'm just paying a little, maybe I pay on that Citi card like $1,000 a month. My Apple card is crazy. I pay a ton on the Apple card because I use it all the time. Like that's my insurance goes there, my car insurance goes there. That's always like, oh my God, I finally paid a lot down, and then boom, your insurance gets, hits you. But yeah, debt is, Dave Ramsey will tell you shouldn't have debt. And it was because of Dave Ramsey, he's a radio guy, that I first paid down all of my debt. When I bought my second house, I had no debt except for my mortgage. And I just paid off my van. My van is now debt free, and I'm paying off my second car. I paid off my other car first too. Like paying off I think car debt's dumb. It seems really expensive, like $600-700 a month. I paid that off as soon as I could. But yeah, but without the debt, I couldn't have that van. Without the debt, I wouldn't have 3 houses. Without it's got just about 1 million things I wouldn't have without financing it with debt. I mean, all the stock I bought, it's a risky proposition to have debt. I mean, that guy, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki, I think is his name, Kiyosaki. He has $1 billion in debt. He recently said, I have $1 billion in debt. He said, but it's not my problem. $1 billion in debt is the bank's problem. And he's not wrong. And I don't think he has, people probably reading that wrong, $1 billion in debt. No, he has $1 billion in loans. He's paying it probably every month, or else he'd be bankrupt. He's not bankrupt. He pays his loans. I don't know. I didn't look into the story at all. But if I told you, look, I have $1 million in debt, you might think, oh, that guy is so irresponsible. No, I've never missed a mortgage payment in 20 some years. Granted, I haven't had 3 houses for 20 years, but in the last 2 years I have, and I haven't missed any payments. And there's no danger of me missing any payments. Right? So I have responsible debt. You could buy the digital version, but they don't exist, Baby Bear. For the type of books that I own, they're all very short-sighted Japanese book companies or Korean book companies. They don't have a digital version. I would, trust me, I would. I buy a lot of digital versions, but they don't have it. How long is it going to take to pay off? Well, this house, every house I have is well, 2 of my houses have a 30-year mortgage. So I'll be 80. I'll be 80 by the time this house is paid off. Assuming I don't pay it ahead, which I might. When I have no other debt, where else am I going to put my money? If you put money into your house loan, you're literally, it's like a savings plan. Because when you sell it, you get the money back. Do you know what I mean? Like my first home is on a 10-year mortgage. It's only got 8 years left. But I'll probably pay it off. Once my second car is paid off, I do the debt snowball thing that Dave Ramsey talks about, where you pay off your smallest debt, okay? You put everything else at minimum. I don't do minimums, but assume you did that. And you put all your money towards your smallest debt. And when that debt's gone, then all the money you were putting there, you put into your next smallest debt. And you snowball that money, and because it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger as the debts get paid off, okay? So that's what I do. And that's how I paid off my debt. Check it out. Dave Ramsey, he's religious, and he talks about the only way to know peace is to walk with the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ. You know, all of that stuff, whatever. I don't believe in God, so I don't, whatever. But his advice, I think, is very solid. Is it out of touch sometimes? Yeah, because he's got hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, he'll say, don't buy a house without, don't get a mortgage, only buy a house with cash. Like, how can you do that? How can you absolutely have that kind of money? You can't. Like, it's crazy to think that the majority of my wealth is in real estate. It's really dumb to think that, considering I'm a book publisher. I imagine the company would sell for more. If I ever sold the company, it's worth more than a few million bucks, right? But it's crazy to think that, but I wouldn't have that without me going into debt with a mortgage. So I don't know if I believe that part of what Dave Ramsey says, but the whole him getting out of debt and paying down your debts, I think he's very practical, and I like that guy. So if you're looking to get out of debt, maybe listen to that guy. He knows way more about it than I. But the homes will take 30 years. But I imagine by sometime in 2024, all of the money that I spent to do my backyard will be paid off, because I only have. Here's what's holding me back a little bit. My daughter is going to a very expensive college in California, and she's got 1 more year left. She's on her master's program. I agreed to pay for that. The biggest payment ever was the last one I just made. It was like she did a bunch of classes all at once to try to make it easier for her master's year, but the credits for her master year are set. It's going to be, it's still going to be rough, but not as rough as previous years. I just got 2 more big payments, and then I could throw all that money, instead of to my daughter's college, to my debt, and be gone like that, because that college is crazy expensive. Isn't $1 million just enough to retire for life? It is not. It is not. There's all sorts of calculations, but you can only take 4% of any money that you have per year, and if you have it invested properly, like in ETFs and things like that. But $1 million is not enough. I think you need roughly 2 to 2.5 million in order to survive. But here's the thing. I don't plan on stopping my companies and making money in other ways. Eventually I won't be on video, maybe. I'll be too old, maybe. Or maybe I'll ride into the sunset like, what's his name? Steve Kaufman. He's like 75 and he still makes videos. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But, maybe I'll get hurt or something like that and I won't be in videos anymore. But I'll still run the company, right? Neo says, with great debt comes great responsibility. Yes. Luchazar says, the equivalent when buying with cash only is saving up money each month for 30 years to buy your house when you get to 80. Kind of. Here's the thing, like if you buy a house, let's say you bought a house for like $400,000. I think if you look at the math for a mortgage over 30 years, depending on what the interest rate is, you might pay triple the amount of that house. So it isn't a dumb idea to say, I'm going to only pay the amount for the house and not triple the cost because of the financing. Because it's crazy. But yeah. Essentially, save up the money for 8, yeah. But if you saved up that amount of money, you would have 3 times the amount of the house. There is an argument for renting over buying property. Like, for example, the $2,000 I had to spend on my water heater and the $2,500 to repair this leak and the $11,000 I'm gonna have to spend on my rental property when my guys move out at the end of the month because I've got to repair a bathroom. All that stuff I wouldn't have to pay. Like, I'm literally not making money on that first house. I haven't made money yet because once I pay for that and the original renovations, I literally spent all the money that they paid into it. I mean, I'm at 0, which is okay. It means I maintained the property for 2 years. It got paid for 2 years, and I'm paying for the renovations on it. So, even though I didn't make additional money, I didn't have to spend any money. So that was nice, and that was worth it. Baby Bear says, I'm working hard to go to Japan in 2 years. I'm planning on saving around 20,000. And then you've saved up the money, but inflation has eaten a chunk of it and you have to save up more. Yeah. Yeah. So far, that's why buying the houses has been good. Because even though, for example, I think I spent, all in all, it's just crazy. All in all, maybe $75,000 or more in renovations on this house when we bought it. Like, we tore it up because it was a rental for 20 years. It needed a lot of work. All in all, with all the new stuff that I've done, I've spent over $100,000 on this house, right? But it's gone up more than that. So I'll at least get my money back. Guys, I'm having a problem with my chat. It's not showing. Let me see if I can move it over here. It's being kind of weird the way it's. Let me move everything around. So right now I'm not seeing the full chat. Okay. Here. There we go. I don't have $1 million. I'd have to sell all of my homes to have $1 million. No, I couldn't live off the monthly interest rates. I couldn't. Melanie, you should look into it a little bit more. So with $1 million, if I was getting 4%, reliably 4%, I'd get $4,000. I can't live on $4,000. I know maybe you can, but I spend more than that. My daughter's college is literally more than $4,000 a month. I couldn't do it. Glaceon. Guys be like me and get a 2.875% interest rate. I don't have that low of a rate. And for the record, my first home, I never refinanced it until like 2 years ago. Okay. I had a 7.5 interest rate, which is more than now. Granted, the house was cheaper. Oh yeah, where is Cosmo? Cosmo stopped coming, huh? There used to be that guy Cosmo that would ask all those questions. Now he's gone. George, if you had $1 million right now, what would you do? You know, I don't think I would do anything differently. If I had a windfall and all of a sudden I had $1 million free and clear, let's say I had $1 million bucks, I'd pay off all the mortgages. That's what I would do. I would literally pay off all the mortgages and lower my monthly expenses. That's probably what I would do. That would be the number one thing I would do. Now, my wife probably wouldn't let me do that. My wife is not dumb either. She'd probably be like, no, pay the mortgages and keep the $1 million and do something else with that. So I'm looking to buy a house in Japan eventually. We're going to rent first and then probably buy it. Probably, it's dumb to buy in Japan because property values don't go up there typically. They typically just go down because their population is dropping. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I didn't acknowledge you, Glaceon. I know you're excited that I acknowledged you. I acknowledged a Cosmo question. You asked a good Cosmo question. You remember I said, though, that a while back I said, people, you think you're going to be here for a long time on these streams, you see you'll always be here? I tell you, people come and they drop. Cosmo is one. That was a joke that he was a bot. He might have been a bot, though, Baby Bear. For a while, I thought it felt like he was. Dude, it could have been someone's experiment. I mean, you could throw ChatGPT in here, and I feel like ChatGPT would do a good job of fooling me. It would have probably been cheaper if Arisa had gone to the UK to study. More than 4K a month. No, yeah, more than 4K a month. Yes. It's crazy how much I pay for that college. Damn, it's so sad such a beautiful country has such a big population problem. Yeah. Well, I mean, the good news is if you want to live in Japan, it's not too hard. You know, it's cheap. That's honestly, I'm moving there because I'm not going to get old in this country. This is a, hang on, what is it? Let me quote my daughter here. Let me quote my daughter. Give me a second. I quote her here. Here we go.
I would rather go broke than suck corporate dick.
I hit the wrong one. This one.
We are all suffering under this capitalistic hellscape.
We are. It really is a capitalistic hellscape in America. There's no doubt about it. It is absolutely a capitalistic hellscape. If you get sick in America, oh, might as well give up. Like that's my number one fear. I get sick and then everything I just talked about that I worked for, gone. Gone because we have a stupid health insurance system. A stupid system where even with health insurance, I got to pay 30%. I pay $1,200 a month for me and my wife's health insurance and an $8,000 deductible per person. And on top of that, I still got to pay 30%. Why am I even paying? Almost, you know? I go to Japan, way cheaper. Isn't property value in Japan due to natural disasters? No, not at all. It's because the population is dropping. There's not a lot of demand for houses. That's my understanding. I mean, also, yeah, I mean, I guess, Baby Bear, when I think about it, older properties don't do well because they're not as safe as a newer property. I live in Europe. Getting into a serious accident or something in the USA is extra scary, yeah. Baby Bear says, George, when you get sick, you should get a plane ticket to Japan, get treated there, and come back. Exactly. Well, no, you can't do that, by the way. They wouldn't. First of all, who's to say I could fly when I'm sick? If we're talking about I gotta get, hip replacement surgery, yeah, I could go to any country in the world and save money on a hip replacement. But if we're talking about like I get cancer, I can't just fly to Japan. I guess I could. It'd actually be cheaper paying cash for cancer treatment over there. Anyway, that's where we are, guys. Did I come up with a video idea? I got a bunch. Thank you. I appreciate you. Please do. The ones you gave me were the basic ideas that were already like in motion. Vocabulary is always an idea. Toguchi says, do you think someone could afford to live in Japan on a teacher's salary, even with things being cheaper? Yeah, I do. Yep. Because the thing is, I know a lot of people living in Japan on a teacher's salary. They're doing fine. You know? But like a guy like me, with my income, oh my God, I could live so great in Japan. I could probably live in, for the amount of money like I'm paying on 3 houses, I mean, I wouldn't get as, if I could have 3 houses in Japan, are you kidding me? That'd be awesome. To have this size house in Japan, dude, that'd be crazy. Okay? But I would want a newer house, you know? I wouldn't want those old houses, but yeah, you could do it. You could do it on teacher's salary. It would be better if you had more than a teacher's salary, obviously, no matter what you do in life. There's one thing I love that Dave Ramsey says to people that call in. They don't have enough money to do this or that. He's like, well, why don't you get more money? He doesn't say it exactly like that, but that's what he's saying. He's like, well, your problem is you need more money, right? All right. Okay. So your solution is get more money. How do I get more money? Look for another job. The one right now isn't paying you enough. Do some side hustle. Do something, right? And by the way, there's no real thing as quote unquote. What's the word? What do they call it? I can't remember what it was. Oh my god, I'm getting older. Oh, what is the name of this? That income that you don't have to do anything for. What is it? Shoot. What is it called? Someone help me out. Something income. Income that comes in every month that you don't do anything for. What is it called? Oh my god, I can't. Why am I brain farting on this? Not royalties. There's another term for it. Something income. Flow income. No. Come on, you guys are so late. Passive. Thank you, Toguchi. Oh my god. Pew! Couldn't remember that. Thank you, Brian. Brian, I appreciate it. Passive income. There's almost no such thing. Because, like, even me, like, it feels like I'm passive income because I don't have to get up and go to work. But there's still a lot of work that gets done at this company, or else it doesn't flow. The company doesn't keep passively paying me. Right? It's not there. I can't imagine what real passive. Maybe real passive income is like if you're an actor and you get a role in a movie, and then you get royalty checks every quarter or something like that for streaming or DVD or Blu-ray or whatever sales. Maybe. But I don't know if there's real passive income. Like, you could just drop ship on Amazon, guys. That's not passive. You're doing a lot of work. Neoda says, that's one good thing about U.S. houses. I live in the U.K., and for the price I paid for my house, I would get a much bigger house in the U.S. for the same price I paid. Yeah. You wish Jeff Bezos was your dad. Boy, that is crazy, huh? The amount of money that guy has. And the thing is, a lot of people give Jeff Bezos shit, but I don't know if they would do anything differently if they were Jeff Bezos. Like, he built Amazon and he made billions of dollars, right? And there's the whole debate, like, can you be ethical and be a billionaire? And probably you can't. But whatever. If you were in the same situation, would you not take your billions of dollars? Would you not? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I could say right now, before I have the $1 billion, oh my God, no, I would do this, and I'd give away. But would I? I think if I was younger and I knew the amount of money I had now, that I might think that exact same thing. But no, I'm not giving you my money that I worked hard on. No. I mean, if you need a little bit of help, maybe, but like, I'm not gonna. Oh, you need a new car? Let me just get you a new car. Don't worry, I can handle the payment. No. I'm a huge believer in you got to do your own shit, because I did my own shit. No one helped me. Though I got one loan from my dad for $5,000, which I paid because I wanted to make t-shirts for an anime expo. That was it. I made t-shirts for an anime expo, sold those t-shirts, gave him money back. That's it. That's the only money I've borrowed. No, there's one more time. I got to be honest. I started a store called Hello Store USA, and it went way good. Like when we first opened it, you could look on the Wayback Machine to see what we were selling, but it's called HelloStoreUSA.com, and it went balls out. And we sold so much that PayPal thought we were scamming, and they locked all of our funds. And I couldn't operate without that money. I needed that money because I had already sent all the goods. I needed the money to buy the next batch, right? But they locked it up. So I called my friend in Japan. I luckily had a rich friend in Japan. I said, I need to borrow some money. He's like, how much? I said, $25,000. I said, okay. Next morning, he sent it to me. That man just died in December. Kills my soul because he was only 68. Mr. Fukumachi. But he didn't even ask me what it was for. He just sent it. A man that was so frugal with his money that when he's here buying things, everything goes in a recorder and he marks everything down in his logbook. And we spent 30 minutes to buy a mouse. We went to Fry's before it closed, Fry's, And we were looking, and I was like, I thought he was just gonna get, same. I was like, oh yeah, you should get the M705. It's a really good mouse. He's like, $20? No. This man spent a good 30 minutes looking for mice. And the one that he bought was the one in a garbage can of junk mice for $3. It was a serial port mouse. He had a serial port still on his laptop. He used to still have those for a while back in the day. He didn't even get a USB mouse for $3 because it covered his needs. That man didn't even question it and sent me $25,000. That's a good friend. That's a friend. I'm not that kind of a friend to anybody. I mean, I've given one of my friends, I gave one guy $300. I gave two guys $300. I think that's my max. So far, that's my max. Like, hey, take this. I know you need it. You don't got to pay it back. If you do, whatever. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to ruin our friendship over $300. Baby Bear says, if 1 million people donated me $1 each, I'd be a millionaire and people wouldn't have. Okay, listen, Baby Bear. I don't even know if you know the profoundness of that joke that you're stating right now. I have made millions of dollars selling books and making a few bucks per book or a few bucks per month on their subscription. You got it right. 1 million people, but it hasn't even been 1 million people for me. It's been a lot less because I'm making more than $1. Figure out something that you could do worth money that people will be willing to pay. And for me, by the way, to get to that level, it was two things I remember. The first one was when my import-export business in Japan started failing. I went and talked to my Japanese teacher, who is my Mr. Miyagi, okay? Mr. Mikami, by the way. My Miyagi that's a Karate Kid reference. You might not know it if you're not a boomer. But Karate Kid has this old Japanese man teach Daniel how to do karate. Wax on, wax off, if you remember the movie. But that was my guy. Gave me all this advice, Mr. Mikami. And I said to Mr. Mikami, I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't have any more customers. Now this company's failing. That I have a customer, and that was where I was getting all my money. He said, George, I'm not going to do a Miyagi voice, but he definitely has that voice. But not as like, he's not like, there are two types of business. He's like, well, there are two types of business, like that kind of a level of English. He says there's two types of business. One, where you have a limited amount of customers, each paying a bunch of money. Okay? Like high ticket customers. And the other one is you have a lot of people paying a little of money. And he said, and that type of business is more stable. Because I was in the other type. I had limited, like literally one customer paying a lot of money. He said, you should also consider doing a business where you make a little bit of money from a lot of customers. That was in my head when I started YesJapan.com. Mr. Mikami gave me that concept, that I could just charge a little bit of money. Luchezar saying my most favorite phrase, Chirimo tsumoreba yamato naru, is absolutely the truth. I'm running these, just to give you how stupid that $1 concept might be. I'm running these, they're called, what are they called? Like low-level radar, something like LoRaWAN. You won't even know what I'm talking about. There was this thing called Helium a while back, and it was making tons of money. Like there were people making $8,000, $10,000 a month by having this antenna in their house, and they would get rewarded Helium crypto coins for it, for providing the service. For every connection they get a certain amount. I got in on it, and I had a company put in 2 antennas in my 2 homes that I had at the time, and I was making like $1,000 a month because they were getting a cut. And then I bought my own. It was the most riskiest purchase I ever did. I sent $500 in crypto to China for those radio antennas that I could own them, take all the profit instead of just 25%. And it took them like almost a year to get to me. Finally, they got to me. And initially they were making hundreds of dollars each every month. Okay. Because it already started crashing, I got my money back. I still run them, but now I might be making $1 a day on each one. $1. But I love it. Because it's $1 that I didn't have to do anything for. Just having this antenna leech off of my internet. That's it. That's it. It sends out a little long range radio wave to find like dog collars and track trucks and things like that. I don't know if anyone's actually using it. It's probably a huge scam. I don't know what, but I'm making $1 a day. Very happy about that. Yes, I've seen the new Karate Kid. Neo Odin says, unfortunately, those of us born in the 80s are millennials, but the only Karate Kid is still ours. I have been waxing on and off for over 30 years. Luchazar says, I also got into helium, but apparently too late. I barely got the money back. I paid for the device and antenna. Yeah. I actually got scammed on one. I was helping my dad get into it. When it was still making money, but you couldn't get antennas anywhere, but there was this place that had antennas like available right now. It looked so legit. I spent $500 on that antenna for him, and it was a scam. It wasn't real. I don't know why. It was too good to be true, and I didn't. Why would they have antennas right now when no one else does? Yeah, the idea did sound cool and useful, and I think that was the thing. It just was amazing. There were people renting apartments in town just to put up antennas. It was crazy how much money they were raking in. And I got in too late too, unfortunately. I mean, I actually mounted a huge antenna on my other house, like this huge antenna to get further distance. Like, and now they've changed it to like pay you iota, I think is what they're paying now. Every now and then I have to go in there and like claim it. Let me just look at it right now. Where am I right now? It's, I don't even know if I'm making any money. I have no idea what I'm doing, to be fair. Let's see. What the? No way. What? I have $1,800 in my helium account. What the hell happened? Whoa. Might be time to cash out. What the heck, bro? Yeah, I gotta check this a little bit more. Okay, hang on. I gotta come in here and take out my. Wow, iota went up. Wow, look. Good thing I was still running them. Dude, I don't know how to collect the money. I forget. Is it this? Generate a request. Nope. I don't know how to do. Dude, I'm happy. Oh, claim all rewards. Okay. Right now I have 50,000 iota to claim. So where is this? One of my units has generated 35,000 iota and the other one has generated 14,000. I'm going to claim all rewards. Add all to account, 50,000 iota. Let's see what that does. I guess it hasn't come in yet, but wow, I have almost $2,000 here, guys. Isn't that cool? That pays for my water tank. That's passive income. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Now I have 19. See, the money just came in. Look. I added $100 to my account. Just now. I believe there's a way to sell that. I don't know how to. I haven't figured it out. Anyway, somehow I've made some money. And I'll keep that in there. And you know what? Maybe this will be my next house. That's crazy. That same thing happened with Ripple, by the way. When I bought Ripple, I spent $200 on Ripple to get 12,000 Ripple. And then in my office, I set all my computers to quote unquote mine, but what they were doing was doing like research. They would send over blocks of projects for my computer to calculate on and like try to figure out, AIDS or something like that, like how to cure cancer or something like that. And so I had 24,000 Ripple, which ended up being, by the way, almost $100,000 at one point. Crazy, right? Oh, hey guys, I'll be right back. Okay. My plumbers are outside and I want to say hi to them. Okay. So chill just for a second. Right back. Hey, impressive. We gained somebody while I was gone. Impressive, guys. You paid 700 pounds for Ripple that it tanked. It's now worth about 300. Yeah, dude, I got it. Dude, trust me, I had 24,000 Ripple for 200 bucks. You got to get in when it's dumb. Actually, I wouldn't do any. There's no coin I would buy right now. I lost so much money actually in coins later on. Like, not as much as I gained, but like thousands in me like playing around with like Saitama Inu and Archangel and all of these like these stupid coins. But I was throwing darts, man. There was one day I was at a friend's house and I was showing them I had found a way to buy coins before they were big, like pre-market, right? You have to do like you have to go on a swap exchange. So I found a way to, in other words, I found a way to buy coins before they were like anywhere big, right? So you could buy like hundreds of millions of the coins, right? So there was this one called Archangel or Archangel, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. And I was showing my friend that I'd figure out this way to buy coins this way. And I said, listen, this is the dumbest thing you're ever gonna buy. But if it hits, it's gonna be huge. I'm gonna show you how to do it. And I said, if you lose money, don't come yelling at me because I have no idea what I'm doing. I just found a way to buy it. So I saw this Archangel. I was like, okay, oh, this looks really good. It looked good for my quote unquote 2 minutes of research that I did. And I was just demonstrating how to buy it. So I think I put $200 or $300 in. I put $200 or $300 in, right? And when I got the coin, somehow I had $1 trillion. Some amazing, I can't remember how much it was. It was this dumb amount of the coin, right? And the value was showing in the Coinbase wallet, okay? It was not Coinbase, but Coinbase has their own separate wallet. That's an independently run wallet that is not the Coinbase one, right? So it's like your own coins. It showed $1.2 million. Somehow I had $1.2 million or something. I can't even remember if that was the number or not, but it was like that level of money. Like, I was like, and I remember that night, I was so late. I was like, sometimes shit happens. I don't know, guys. It's crazy. You know, I was like rich for a moment. I was rich. I was so excited. It turns out I accidentally bought the version 1 contract of the coin, which is already defunct, but it was still reporting the old price back to me. So literally, I threw $200 or however much I spent. It might have been $700 into the drain. It was nothing because the value was already transferred over to V2, which I messed up. I messed up buying V1. I didn't know. That's how I learned about V1, V2. And by the way, that initial Bitcoin that I bought, that $700 of Bitcoin, which is now worth, the amount of coin that I bought is now worth $60,000. I still own it, but I don't know how to get it. I don't know my password. And I can't get it back. It's on a wallet that you self-manage, so there's no way, no one can just give you your password. I can brute hack it, and eventually I'll try again. And eventually I'm gonna have to say, hey, I'll give you $10,000 if you can figure out this password. You know, I'm probably gonna eventually ask Colton. I'll say, hey, Colton, look, I'll give you, bro, I'll give you $10,000 if you break this for me, because he could probably figure out how to do it. There's a way where you could download the wallet and then just throw. I already threw 300,000 passwords to it, but it didn't work. So I don't know if my setup was wrong, which is possible. But maybe he could figure it out. I mean, it's one of my biggest losses ever, but it was only $700, so it doesn't really kill me. But imagine if I had $60,000 right now. That'd be amazing, bro. I'd pay off my car. Neo says it was annoying that you had to wait. I had to wait a week for my identity to be verified on the trading platform. During that week, the price skyrocketed. Here's the thing, though, Neo. You probably wouldn't have sold when it skyrocketed. You know what I mean? You probably still would have lost during the crash. That sort of thing happens. Like, would you really have sold? The difference between probably me and other people is I've sold. Like, when I get a vibe, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell. Yeah. Now is the time. And even if it goes up after that, I don't feel bad. I mean, I made so much money on Tesla, but I sold at its height. You know what money I made on? This is when I made a ton of money on. AMC, the movie theater company. Bro, I sold at 70. It's at 5 right now. And it got up to 72 after that. And I felt a little bit of remorse, but then it, eventually it crashed. But I sold. I made a ton of money on that. But my other friend was like, no, man, it's going to the moon. I'm never going to sell. It's like, dude, at least sell half, bro. The day that I sold it, like, you'd probably just sell half. At least get your money back. No, man, diamond hands all the way to the end, man. Make money. Make money. Okay, Glaceon, don't get me emotional. But anyone remember when GameStop was going up and Robinhood stopped the people? Dude, I was right in the middle of that. And I was up to, I think, $70,000 or $80,000 in profit. It was crazy. That night, I remember it got up to like $300 and some dollars. And I was like, oh my God. And I was going to sell the next day. They stopped. They stopped it. Yeah. And just crashed. Luchastar says, dude, you caught so many good opportunities. I can't believe how many you've lost money on. The only reason I caught the opportunities though is this is the thing. I never stopped trying. I still bought more Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin again, by the way, for the record. Bitcoin, I put $500 in. It's already, I think it's at 800 or so. Oh shoot, I lost $2 while we were talking. Probably should sell that stuff. Hang on, I'm gonna check my Coinbase right now. Where am I? Okay. So I have $784 in Bitcoin, but that's only a $500 investment. That's my just in case money that I put in, which my wife, by the way, said, why don't we get back? Because she's aware of how much money we made on the other stuff. So she's like, maybe we should get back in. I'm like, oh, all right, put a little bit in. I'll throw a little bit in on you. Can we get a capitalistic hellhole sample, please?
We are all suffering under this capitalistic hellscape. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
I would rather go broke than suck corporate dick.
You bought a Porsche GT4 and put GME squeeze. I'll tell you why I got out of the GME. Okay. By the way, I made a ton of money on GME. In the end, I didn't make as much as I could have. I had to transfer it all over to Fidelity because Robinhood got stupid. I'm at Fidelity now with all of my investments. But GME and my AMC stock, okay. What was I gonna say? God dang, I forgot where I was going with that. What was the last line I said? Oh my God, my head. I need coffee, but I'm not drinking coffee this morning. Oh, what was I gonna say? Give me a second. Totally forgot, guys. Lost it. So sorry. If I could remember that first. Let me try again.
Fuck that shit.
I would rather go broke than suck corporate dick.
We are all suffering under this capitalistic hellscape.
I cannot remember what I was going to say. It was about GME. Oh, I know what it was. I remember now. So the reason why I got out of AMC and GME was because I was following all of the Reddit forums, the Diamond Hands and, Wall Street Bets, all that stuff, and Roaring Kitty and all that. And the thing was, they kept talking about when the squeeze was going to happen. Oh, this coming up. They're going to have to do this. They kept pushing the date. It was always, this is when they fail. And it never happened. It never happened again. The big squeeze. And it's like, if they keep changing the date, I'm going to leave before. I'm too stressed out doing this. And that's why I made any money on that stuff, because I left. Because the date kept changing. You can only be told the world's going to end so many times before you go, maybe the world's not going to end. Maybe it's not going to end, right? If I'm still here years later, it didn't end, right? I have a friend who swore up and down in 2020 that I needed to move out of Vegas because the world was going to end. And I sent her a link of all the times the world was going to end before, all the predictions that were credible at the time. And if you notice a really interesting pattern, they always change the date when it passes. And most of them have 2 or 3 dates after that. It's a scam. It's a grift. And the company that she sent me the information, the videos, when I researched the domain name and started following the corporate who owned what, they just sold. They were a prepper company. they had, when you finally found out who they were, they had why you should buy gold, scare tactics for buying gold, why you should, prep for the, because the world's gonna end. In what world would we ever go back to gold is how you pay for things? The whole world lives on bullshit right now. It's paper that has nothing except that we believe that it has value. Why would we go back to gold? There's not enough gold. One of the reasons we got off the gold standard was there isn't enough gold to supply. Like what humans have created is because we all can believe in this universal exchange of paper, right? Not enough gold to do it. Yeah, and I'll buy more Bitcoin as well. I mean, Bitcoin's the one. They just got ETFs. So I guess that'll make it even better. But I'm really not paying too much attention to it. I for a while I was. Every day, that's all I have screenshots every day. This is how much I made today. This is how much I made today. Oh my God, I'm up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down. Every day was part of my routine, I log into my Webull account, my Red Bull account, my Webull, my Robinhood. Now it's Fidelity, but I barely check that Fidelity anymore. Wow, the struggler. Thank you for giving the big pat on the head there. I appreciate that. Your favorite streamer? I don't know how it would be anyone's favorite streamer. Yeah, true, Matt. Y2K never happened either, but I was ready for that. That's like, I stopped saying this joke, but I used to say it quite often. I would go somewhere and I don't remember what circumstance I would say it, but I would go, yeah, I'm still waiting for Y2K to happen. I would always say that, but now no one even knows what I'm talking about if I do that. Because literally the people I'm talking to, they were born after 2000. They don't know what I'm talking about. What do you mean Y2K? Is there anyone here that doesn't know what I mean when I say Y2K? Because I'll just very easily sum it up. Computers used to only track the year with 2 digits, like to save memory space. And it was fine, 1969, 70, 71, it was fine. But when it got to 1999, they realized it's going to roll over. And all these computers are going to assume that it's the year 1900. Planes are going to fall out of the sky. Power plants are going to stop. Dams are going to overflow. They were really worried because all of these old systems were written in like Cobalt and these programming languages that no one knew how to program anymore, because all of the old guys that used to program, they're all like in their 70s, 80s almost probably. So all the news was talking about Y2K, and anything you bought, it would have a sticker if it was Y2K compliant or not. And you would make sure, is this Y2K compliant? And everybody was buying new equipment to be Y2K compliant. And it was weirdly one of the biggest disappointments of my life was New Year's Eve, 1999, New Year's Eve there. And nothing happened, not even one airplane crashed out of the sky. Like when the first fireworks started going off, I was watching like this, I was like, it's gonna happen? It's gonna happen. Nothing. Just city after city had their New Year's, and the clocks all rolled over, and then the whole planet was 2000. And I still to this day don't know if it was actually a problem or we fixed it. Like we got enough. We got enough of our people out there coding. We brought all these old guys in, that could do Cobalt, and they fixed the code. I don't know. Did we solve it? And that's why it didn't happen, or was it just a little bit too much of everyone being aggressive about it? Harry says Y2K never happened because IT engineers fixed most of the problems before they happened. That's what I lean to think, Harry. I'm not a conspiracist where I think it didn't happen. I was here. But man, I had bottles of water stacked in my garage, Campbell's soup stacked in my garage. We had burners with gas. We had planned routes with my friend who lived a little bit down the road. Like, let's always walk this direction. If we have to go, if my house burns down, I'll walk to you. If your house burns down, you come to us. We were all planned out. Yeah, seriously, deeper down, I was definitely down. I was like, why didn't Y2K happen? Because there's something, like, I get preppers because it feels nice to be prepared. Every now and then, I swear to God, I have this thought. Every now and then I need to build a Faraday cage and put one PC, like a set of electronics in this Faraday cage. Think about it, more than I should. Just for that one time where the sun might flare. Of course, I end up not doing it because there wouldn't even be internet at that point. But, guys, I have an extensive Blu-ray collection that I've been building. Because, for a couple reasons, mostly because it's cheaper to buy used Blu-rays than to buy the digital of the movie. That's one thing. And you get like director's cuts and commentary, which is really awesome. But if I keep one monitor and one Blu-ray player in a Faraday cage, I got entertainment at the end of the world, bro. If there was think about it, I'd at least be able to watch Big Bang Theory, which is, by the way, the greatest show. Boy, do I love I'm in season 4 right now. I love Big Bang Theory. I bought the whole season. It's amazing. Y2K is mostly popular with the fashion, whatever that means. Y2K fashion. Master hackers were really busy before the end of the year. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it was a scary time though. We really thought it was like the end of the world. Oh my God, finally. Here's another problem I've been having. I put solar on this house. You know, this other guy, this guy had ghosted me. I swear to God, he wasn't responding to me. But if you're ever having a problem with a contractor, the contractors board in your state seems to scare them enough, because I actually threatened that again today. I said, I don't know what's wrong, bro, but I was promised when I put solar on my roof, I would basically be paying $13 a month, but I'm still getting like almost $100 bill on electricity, which makes sense. I use a lot of electricity. Maybe I'm overusing electricity. I don't know. But they did do an analysis pre-installation, and that's what they said was going to happen. That no, you're going to, and in the winter, you're supposed to be building up credits so that for the hot summer months where you're using your AC and using a ton of electricity, you could essentially cover the cost of $600-700 a month, right? But I haven't been building up credit because my system is not generating enough. So I've been saying, hey, I'm not generating enough system. And also I went extra on this system to get a thing called micro inverters so that I could look on an app and look at every single panel. I want to look at every single panel and see performance, because my contract says if any one of these panels fall below a certain amount, we'll replace the panel for free. But I can't even check, right? I don't know what's wrong with my system, if there's anything wrong. And I keep sending this information to the guy and he doesn't respond. So I sent him like an ultimatum this morning. Yeah, I'll tell you what I sent him. Your lack of response is disappointing, because right now we still have an electric bill when I was promised we would only be paying a connection fee. Granted, we are paying less, so the system is producing. However, I was supposed to be able to look at individual panel performance with the micro inverter system we paid extra for, but it doesn't seem to report anything. Something is wrong, and you seem to have ghosted me. I'm sure if you looked at the system, you would probably figure out the issue, with me being polite. If I don't get a response by the end of the month, I gave him 2 weeks, I'm going to consider initiating an investigation with the Nevada Contractor Board. This is the last thing I want to do, but at this point I have no recourse. And now he's responded. This guy. Just seeing this. Did you try to call me? Shut up, Stan. We've been talking over chat the whole time. I will look at your monitoring and pair with your system size. I will call Enphase to confirm the system production. After I speak with them, I will get back to you. What time of the day are you available? Thank you. See, now he's doing. Can you forward your bill statement? Yes, I will. Tell you what, man, don't let people mess with you, man. That's the thing I hate about America more than anything. You gotta fight for what you should get. You gotta always fight, constantly fight for people to give you what they promised. I hate it so much. You know, when my wife got she got some allergy thing, and she has some like polyps that we had to deal with in her nose, and they recommended this particular medication. The doctor said this will help you out. This will help you out, because we had cut out the polyps more than once, right? It's like, this should help you out. It was a very expensive drug, but it worked, okay? And the doctor recommended it. And the insurance just said, nah, we don't think you need it, but you can appeal and you can tell us like what internet studies you might have seen or like why you think it would work. I'm like, I'm not a doctor. You want to take someone's report on Reddit over the doctor saying, but you know what I did? I found all the reports that showed the efficacy, like how this works. I think I made like a 40-page document of all of the tests we did on my wife. The panels of all the, you know, they did like this pricks on her back. I sent all those photos. I said, yeah, and I, in the end, I was like, and user 229223-3 said it helped him, so I think it would help my wife. And they approved. That's what I hate about America more than anything. Always gotta fight. And you know what? Another thing I hate about America is we deny things. I hate this. This better never come back and bite me, but it probably will, because I'm gonna lie too. If I ever get caught doing something wrong, I'm definitely gonna lie. Because in America, it's a benefit to lie. You might get away with it. You know, you can't go to court saying, no, I did it. Yeah, no, I did it. You got to go, I have no idea what you're talking about. Sure, I sent that check. I thought I paid my taxes. Whatever you're in court for, denying it will get you a long way. Look at how far Trump has come lying. It's crazy how far he's come, just lying. You say a lie long enough, everyone's going to believe it. That's not just people though, man. I don't know how many times I've met people in Japan. They do the crime. They still do the crime. But when they get caught, they admit it. Yep, I murdered all those people. Yep. Oh, just having a bad day. Stabbed them all. You know. Just wasn't feeling good about myself, you know. Yep. I'm sorry about that. By the way, did you guys see that Johnny Somali, he got his sentence? Do you know what it was? So Johnny Somali is that what they call a nuisance streamer in Japan. He finally got sentenced for all that trouble. 200,000 yen fine. That's it. That's my understanding. I have to look at the news article itself, but 200,000 yen fine. That's like $1,300 for all of that. Granted, he was in jail for 14 months, so good for him. That guy deserved way more. Pretty crazy though. He got literally. I do appreciate though that Japan gives people a chance. I do appreciate that. You know, he'd already been in jail for 4 months. I think he might have learned his lesson. I'm hoping. You know, hopefully that guy will get his stuff together. What a trap! I hope he's banned from Japan for at least a bit. Yeah, crazy, right? Yeah, maybe the detainment was a sentence in a way. I do think that. I think if I was a judge, I was like, look, because look, the thing that Johnny Somali did right was he was apologizing, and he looked apologetic, and he said, I'll never stream again. He was saying all those things. We know he'll stream again, but he was apologetic. Now, if he takes this gift and throws away, now we'll see how real dumb it is. If he's really smart, oh my God, look what he did. There will always be people that hate Johnny Somali, but we all know his name. You know, he could be a great redemption story, this guy. Like a great redemption story. You know, it could be worth millions for him. I don't think he'll do it. I think he's truly an idiot. Melanie says, yeah, remember when we started working on JFZ 2 like a year ago? Always have to follow up on people. It might get released in 10 years' time. That is a slap from Melanie to me. That's what she's doing. She's saying, you always got to follow up on people because George doesn't do his work. It's true. I mean, to be fair, I didn't have my normal... I was a little bit preoccupied. I wasn't doing any of my good stuff. Like, all of my streaks are like gone. I lost all my streaks. Even my watch streak, I haven't had in maybe 10 days. It started with getting Corona. So, but I'm planning on tomorrow starting everything again. I was gonna do it like Friday because I was feeling pretty good. I was like, I should start Friday. I was like, no, you know what? let me get back set up and then I'll do it on Monday. So I'll run probably on Monday to do these things. I'm gonna add a streak to digitize a book a day because I want to get these books all digitized. Kalistos Kali says, I have a Japanese learning question. Wow, isn't that awesome to get one of those every now and then? Hi. 歩いてくんの？一人で？悲しいな。 俺も歩きたいのに。まあいいや。じゃあね、楽しんできて。Talked about walking, and they're gonna walk. It's her first time walking, probably since she came back from Japan too. Okay. I know Chinese, so when I see kanji, I keep forgetting the Japanese pronunciation. Do you have a similar problem learning Chinese? No. I just learn it as see. I came from the opposite direction, Callisto. Japanese has so many readings that you learn to be used to many readings. So for Korean and Chinese, I just learned the new reading. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get a book from the other room that I was almost gonna digitize. I want to show it to you. Hang on. Okay, so I got this book, which is 일본어 상용 한자 2200. Wait, is it 200? No, 2100. Do I have to say? 2136. So I didn't have to read that. 2136 Japanese kanji. Okay, this is a kanji book. Okay, and they have. This is actually a book to teach Japanese, but they show the Chinese readings here too, right? So it's 무거울 or 중. So I learned that this means 중. So any word I know that has like the kanji heavy in it, I just can take it from the Chinese reading or the Japanese reading and I can switch it into the Korean reading and say the word. So I have this book and I have this book. Another, literally, God, is it literally the same book, just a different year? It might just be the, hang on. What if it's the same company? Oh my God. So this is Dongyang Books. Okay, it's a different company, thank God, okay. But it's so crazy how many times I look at a book in the bookstore, I think, oh, this is awesome, and then I buy it, and it's like, I already own it. Dude, this looks exactly like the same. I don't even understand. How is this possible? Dude, what? Is this like the same? They just like legit. Hang on. This looks exactly the same. Doesn't it? Like almost exactly the same? Dude, this has got to be. I guess the difference is this book shows the N level. So that's kind of nice. It shows the N level. And what year you learn it in school. Yeah, oh, I cannot, dude, I'm gonna so digitize these books. They're so big, they take up so much space. I'm gonna put everything on my iPad. I'm super excited. And I'm gonna finally read all of these books. I have this dream to read all my books that I bought. I have so many like Goosebumps in Korean, Goosebumps in Japanese, Goosebumps in Chinese. I wanna read all of them. Jimmy Bongo says, sorry, I just joined. I want to ask a random question. What's the meaning of asako? It's the name of this stream. I call it asakohi, which is morning coffee in Japanese, because I was always drinking coffee when I did it. So it's just a short version of that. Asako. The Japanese always do that, where they take a thing and then they shorten it. So I was envisioning in my head, if this was a popular thing in Japan, it would be like, yeah, 昨日の朝こうではね、昨日のゲストはね、田中真理子だったんですけど、いつもね、朝こうに来るゲストっていうのはね、like I just imagine that some guy taking his show, instead of saying asako, he would just say asako. That's what it was. I watched a unrelated thing. Sorry, this is what asako I guess is today, because I haven't streamed this so long. I saw a video this morning that I'm going to sum it up to say this. If you believe in religion or a cult, she was saying, how do people that are in a cult not know that they're in a cult? And apparently there was a study that showed there's actual brain damage. There's actually cognitive function issues for people that believe in cults. And she said what they don't know is if the cognitive dysfunction makes it easier for you to believe in a religion, or if the religion causes the causative, the cognitive dysfunction, because it tells you to shut down when you question something. Like, no, you have to have faith. You have to have faith. That was a kind of an interesting TikTok that I watched, and I sent it to my friend who's very religious, and she says, I think she's a little bit amiss in her thinking, though. Yeah. She's referring to brainwashing techniques. It happens. Cultists do this. The Mormon Tabernacle and the elders told my friend Melinda to just have faith every time she asked a question. So she stopped asking questions. Yeah. Yep. Now, to be fair, that friend, Sarah, although she's completely religious, no matter what, ain't nothing I'm going to say that's changed her. She at least can have, she actually believes a lot of science, and she's one of the best religious people I know, but still way too religious for me. Oh, you just found a shiny execute? I think I have one of those, Glaceon. Are you actually playing Pokemon right now? I think I have a shiny execute too. Check. Let me check. What level are you, Glaceon? Also, Glaceon, are we friends on Pokemon? Are we changing gifts back and forth? I can't believe you wouldn't have asked for that at this point. Okay, execute. Am I spelling it wrong? Yes, it's execute. Let's see here. Yes. There's my shiny. Got one right there, bro. He's not very strong, but still. I think I only have one. Oh no, I have another one. There's another one. Another shiny execute. See if I have any more. Nope. Just those two. Oh, you're playing Pokemon Scarlet. Yeah, I haven't played any of the other Pokemon games. Oh, I forgot I had Nightbot installed. Jimmy Bongo, you're welcome. Stop spamming caps warning. Oh, I forgot I put that in. Hang on. What were you? What? Now I need to find out what Jimmy Bongo was saying in all caps. See, it worked. Oh, did he get silenced for a moment? No. Oh, I can't even search the chat apparently. Yeah. Jimmy Bongo just got slammed by Nightbot. I forgot what other restrictions I put on there. Nightbot can do other... Oh, you can do things like this. Watch this. Hang on, did it work? See that? So you can put triggers in. And you guys can do it too. I think if I do JFZ to show the book links, maybe? Did it work? No. I forgot it. Oh no, is it FZ? FZ. I think the link to From Zero will come up. No? Okay, maybe I didn't build. I forgot which ones I put in there. Oh, there it is. Boost your Japanese from zero.com. Isn't that cool? Dude, there's some weird static happening on this. How do I add you to Pokemon Go? Well, I've done this before, but I'll do it again. I'm gonna put my QR code up. All right. I have like 57 friends. Screw these people that stop being my friend the moment that they got 200. That we got best buddies. Hang on, how to do this? Add friend. Share my trainer code. Hang on. QR code. My QR code. Okay. Does this work? See if that works. Okay, at this timestamp. Also, I'll share my code unless in case that doesn't work. There's my trainer code. Okay. 7523 4347 4935. I'm Yes Japan. That's who I am. Add me. You're not silenced, just confused? What did you say, GB Bongos? Don't say it again, I don't want to get you banned. Brian Big says, I'm level 47 in Pokemon Go, but I have a dumb anime name, so it's obvious I'm American. I'm only level 41. I'm close to 42 though. This is yeah, I'm like 1.4 million away from 42. I've already got all the requirements to become 42. George, when are you planning on going back to Japan? No planning yet. I'm gonna go to Europe probably first. Honestly, until my daughter's college is done, it's just tough, man. It's tough to spend a lot of money. But my wife's going back in March, and I don't know, maybe I'll figure out a time to go after that. How do you read that? Do you got shoot, what was that kanji? It's not kiku. Shoot. I forgot how to read that kanji nail. I have that game too, by the way. Somewhere. I got that game. I bought it. I was planning on playing it. Where is it? It's one of the mega packs. Here it is. Right here. I can't remember how to read that though. Uh-oh, my plumber's inside. Hey! I was going to the bathroom. I should play more games, honestly. Does playing Pokemon help you learn about Japan? No. Not at all. It's kind of dumb. Oh, it's Kataku. No, Gotoku. Ryuga Gotoku. That's what it is. Gotoku. I don't remember what it means. Hang on, let me look it up. Let's look it up. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I gotta fix my, this monitor's not set to the right thing. There we go. Okay. So there it is.
Ryuga Gotoku.
Ryuga Gotoku is how you say it, guys.
Ryuga Gotoku.
That's a great translation, though, huh? The dragon something? The dragon overtakes? I'm not exactly sure how to translate that. Is there a new one? Because I have 6. I have number 6. Oops. Why isn't this showing anymore? Is this the latest one? Oh, there's a new one coming in February. 8? Oh my god, I still have 6. Bro, I'm so far behind in this game. Oh my god. So far behind. Alright, so this means like a dragon, huh? Did you add me? Let's see. Okay. See if I add any of your friends. Nope. Oh, 2 people have sent friend requests. Okay. Jimothy Bongos. Except this other one I'm gonna wait on. Glaceon Master. I'll just wait. I'm just kidding. All right, we're friends now officially. That makes we're actual friends now. Officially friends, bro. All right. Well, listen, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can do. Oh, actually, you know what we can do? Hang on. with these. But I don't know if you noticed, I got these new lights. They're completely awesome. Let me see. Wait, why does it want me to log in? I was already logged in. What the heck? Hang on. What the heck? I was already logged in, bro. Okay, verification code. Guess I never saved this password. Ah, I hate when that happens. Trying to turn off my lights, I gotta log into the internet. That's the dumbest thing ever. I could do it manually, but they're too high for me to do it. Come on. Plug me in. Read and check the bar. Oh my god. Cloud backup failed. Why? Dude, if I can't turn on and off my lights because of that, it's gonna really be upsetting. Are you kidding me? Okay, we're good. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. Give me a second, it's been a while. Alexa, set studio to red.
Japanese Easy 39, 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 Japanese Easy 39.
Doing day particle in the first usage is the marked location where the action takes place.
I feel you, Bo. I feel you, Bo. Yo, it's okay.
Sorry.
How do I say this? I feel you, Bo. But you know what? Take the time to get to know yourself. Like, understand the things you like and don't like. Because once you understand yourself, you know how to take care of yourself when you find the person.
I'm staying in bed club. I'm staying in bed club.
Try to get along. Just don't do yourself away too fast.
Japanese Easy 39, Japanese Easy 39, Japanese Easy 39.
Doing day particle in the first usage is the marked location where the action takes place.
All right, you beautiful angels of the Lord Jesus Christ. Dear Lord, I just pray over everyone who came on this live today who's anointed and divinely appointed to be here. And I pray blessings over their day and just a feeling exactly.
Learning a language is dirty. It'll never be clean. You'll always feel like you didn't do enough or you made too many mistakes. But in the end, you have to remember, language is a tool to communicate and not an art to master. Ox. Ox. Ox.
I already made this video once, but I was trying too much and I felt like it was reductive. So I'm doing it again. I am so disgusted and ashamed. Let me make this clear. I would never betray you guys like that.
I would rather go broke than suck corporate dick.
That shit. That shit. That shit. We are all suffering under this capitalistic hellscape.
yourself away too fast. Yeah.
You are so stupid and boring. You have to go stuck at your home and don't turn on the phone. You can stay behind the phone and typing something like this thing. I don't like it. What is Tagalog? What is Tagalog? What is Tagalog? Get out. Just get out from this life. Bye.
Japanese Easy 39. Japanese Easy 39. Buckle up. Buckle up. We're doing toe particle in the most simple uses using like and when listing nouns.
I feel you, Bo. I feel you, Bo.
어떻게 그렇게 외국어를 잘하시는 거야? 어떻게 그렇게 외국어를 잘하시는 거야?
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
No. Let me set the record straight. Japanese is not easy. It is a lot of work.
Fuck
But
that
if
shit.
you learn some patterns
Fuck
and you learn
that
some
shit.
tricks, it can
Fuck,
be made.
fuck that shit.
Let me make this clear. I would never betray you guys like that. I would rather go broke than suck corporate dick.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
We are all suffering under this capitalistic hellscape.
やだな。本気にしないでよ。やだな。本気にしないでよ。やだな。本気にしないでよ。
Japanese Easy 39. Japanese Easy 39. Japanese Easy 39. Japanese Easy 39. Buckle up. Japanese Easy 39. Japanese Easy 39.
Do she miss me? Do she miss me? They definitely flirting. Even not on the road. She might not like you. If I like you, I'll tell you.
What's up? 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 What's up, girl? I don't like it.
Woo! All right, guys. Thanks for coming. I'll see you all maybe tomorrow or maybe not. We don't know. However I feel. Bye.
Japanese Easy 39. Japanese Easy 39. Japanese Easy 39. Buckle up.
Straight up, if I know I like you, I'ma text you right at that moment when I decided I like you. I'm gonna be like, I like you. But if you don't like me, it's okay. They definitely flirting. They definitely flirting.
I don't like it. I don't like it. What's up, girl? What's What's up, girl?
She might not like you. You feel me? You feel me?
You are so stupid and boring. You have to go stop at your home and don't turn on the phone. You can stay behind the phone and typing something like this thing. I don't like it. I'm staying in Bangkok. I'm staying in Bangkok. Are you Korean? Yes, I'm Korean. Are you Korean? Yes, I'm Korean. What is Tagalog? 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 What is Tagalog?